Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Bedford Sustainability Week in Bedford. And I'm happy to join the team at Bedford Sustainability to kind of talk a little bit more about plant-based diet and sustainability and the benefits of being sustainable. If you do have any questions or comments, please make them, and throughout my talk I'll try and have a quick look and try and address any comments or questions you have. So let me introduce myself. My name is Guilda. I own Virtuoso Foods, which is based in Bedford, and we are a 100% vegan company where we do private catering, retreats, cooking classes, and so much more. So that's who we are. And in addition, throughout the year, we host numerous amounts of events. So in Bedford, we host the vegan markets and festivals, and we do private catering, weddings, etc. throughout the year. So the main point is that when we do the events, we ensure that everybody who takes part uses kind of the sustainability practices in terms of the products they offer, the packaging they use, and everything kind of that goes with the ethical side of being sustainable. And as you know, being plant-based well, you may not know, but being plant-based uses less resources environmentally in regards to climate than perhaps practices around animal farming, etc., can promote more impact on our environment. So I wanted to talk about some benefits as to why being on a plant-based diet is sustainable, and the benefits around that. So I have some notes which I'm going to be referring to because I don't want to miss any of the points that I want to kind of go through. So plant-based versus a diet rich in animal products is more sustainable. As you may or may not know, eating plants, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds uses less natural resources and is less taxing on the environment. So that's a huge bonus in itself. And with increased demands on the global population to produce more and more meat products, whether it's the actual meat, the dairy, etc., it puts pressure on our environment. And of course, that's where we see changes happening to our climate. The whole world is suffering because there's so much pressure and so much demand that doesn't need to be there. Some of the benefits to be sustainable in our environment is shopping locally. So by shopping locally, it helps promote growth. So your small independent businesses establishing themselves and growing in a climate where, the big supermarkets are always going to, survive, but it's the small independent shops that we need to support. And by doing that, it makes it more sustainable because hopefully, especially if their produce is local, then we're investing and reinvesting in them being able to produce local quality products to us. Eating in season is really sustainable because if we eat in season, then we don't need to have foods imported from many miles away from other countries, Europe, the States, wherever in the world. And in turn, the benefit is that it's less air miles. So we're going to put less pressure on our environment. The next topic is food waste. So by us being sustainable, we can reduce our food waste. I've spoken many times about buy one, get one free offers. Although these sound fabulous, this is purely a marketing ploy, and if you don't need it, don't buy it. It's just, a marketing ploy to get us to buy more and more and more, and then it ends up being wasteful if we don't use it. So buy only what you need, and when you cook and you've got surplus foods, just make sure that you fridge it, you freeze it, so that you have foods, etc., for later on in your freezer. It's really, really important to know that waste we can reduce significantly. The other positive thing we can do is grow our own fruit, vegetable and herbs. Recently on Virtuoso Foods on our social media, I posted earlier this morning of that I've actually started to grow my own herbs and vegetables. Very small plot, but it doesn't matter if you live in a house, if you've got a flat. I'm sure everyone has some form of area, a pot that they can start to grow their own, at least herbs to start off with, and then you can get bigger and bigger and more experimental as the time goes on. So growing your own foods helps significantly in sustainability. So plant-based diets, primarily they're very rich in natural nutrients. So whether you have fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs, etc., by having a balance in all of these ingredients, it just helps you consume the right amount of vitamins, minerals, fats, and the right nutrition that you need in your diet. So having a balance of all those also helps to kind of lead a natural and healthy regime. So I just wanted to summarize some points. I don't think we've got anybody with any questions at the moment, so I'll carry on. Hi Corey, thanks for joining. You're the only one at the moment, but hopefully we can publish and post this post later on so everyone else can see and benefit. So I just wanted to summarize some ways that we can become more sustainable by following a plant-based diet. So I've got about 13 points, and I'm going to do a PowerPoint slide later and put it on my Virtuoso Foods page that I'll share with Corey so he can share with you all on Sustainability Bedford page. So the ways that we can be more sustainable by following a plant-based diet is to buy locally. So I've touched on this before. This, really does help support small and independent businesses grow. Eat in season. If we can eat in season, then we don't need to push and force the farmers, etc., to start growing fruits and vegetables out of season. And to be honest, they don't taste as nice as when they're in season. Buy only what you need, so there's less waste. Batch cook food and freeze them if you do have extra foods. Recycle. Recycle is a whole topic in its own right. So, recycling is a very, very positive way to be sustainable and make sure that things don't go to landfill and is burnt, and therefore it causes a whole different kind of issue for our environment. So recycling, contacting your council and making sure that you have either a recycle bin or recycle bags provided to you is very, very sustainable and resourceful way to get rid of your recyclable goods. Only buy sustainable, eco-friendly packaging. So whether it's your bags or whether it's kind of containers, etc. Make sure that they're eco-friendly and they're recyclable. So it's nice to kind of know that when we're purchasing things, it's not going to end up in the bin and get wasted, because that's not very sustainable or eco-friendly. If we have goods in our home, so clothes, bags, anything to do with the household, try to donate them or resell them, so they don't get wasted. So just make sure that you can donate them to local charity shops. I know probably now is a very challenging times because a lot of charity shops are still closed, but just bag them, put them in an area of your home so that when the shops open you can give it to them or resell them easily on eBay and Amazon, and you can just kind of get rid of goods that hopefully go to a good home. Reducing our household energy, so for example, turning off lights when we don't need them, turning off switches for appliances can really benefit and promote energy saving techniques. So this is very sustainable and helps benefit our environment in the short term. Every little thing helps, so whatever you think may not help in the long run, every little step that we take now can help further down the line. So it's really important that we all play our part, however small or big we think it is. There's always something we can do. Drinking water. So there's a lot of controversy about the quality of our water. So I know it's good to promote drinking from your tap. If your water is clean, then do so. Or there are so many different varieties of filtering systems that we can purchase, either a Brita filter or a proper filtering system. We can put those in place and start to kind of utilize our natural resources rather than buying packaged, bottled plastic water, which is not good for the environment and it's not good for our health either, drinking from plastic. The next topic is using our cars less. So of course we all know the benefits of using our cars less, especially if they're not electric. And the benefits are we can walk, we can cycle, we can enjoy the natural air, the natural light, the beauty of nature. So this benefits us both mentally and physically. So for mental health, it helps kind of promote the whole holistic well-being. So it's good to kind of leave our cars at home and take a journey, walking, cycling, and it's so beneficial in many areas. And lastly, just to summarize how I think it benefits sustainability, is to buy fair trade foods and products. So when we go shopping or when we go into a charity shop, you can always tell if a product is fair trade because it's got the fair trade symbol. And the reason it's beneficial is because you know that it's been the product's been produced sustainably and that the local labourers are getting a fair wage for working and producing those goods and items. So try and buy fair trade as much as possible because it's really beneficial. So I don't think we've got any questions. So I'm gonna put some ideas and some links on Sustainability Bedford social media pages, and I'll put some details in the comments. And thank you for tuning in and listening, and hopefully you can re-watch this Facebook Live at a time and date that's convenient to you. I know everyone is kind of busy doing their own things, homeschooling, cooking, shopping perhaps. So please kind of catch up with this live later on at your own convenience, and I hope you enjoy. If you have any comments, you can always get back in touch with us. I'll put my details in the comments, and I look forward soon. Thank you. Bye.